Don't you love the fall when the leaves turn beautiful colors of orange and yellow? It is so fun to jump into a pile of them, isn't it? Have you ever noticed that some of the trees don't lose their leaves? Have you ever wondered why? Welcome to Why the Evergreen Trees Get to Keep Their Leaves. One late fall day, a very long time ago, the air was getting very cold. Winter was definitely on the way. The birds had started their migration to the south, where they would stay warm until it was time to return back home in the spring. Sadly, there was one bird who was unable to fly south because he had broken his wing and could not fly. He was very sad and not sure what to do. The broken-winged bird looked all around to try to find some place where he could keep warm while his wing healed. Luckily, he saw that he was at the edge of a large forest. Perhaps one of these trees would be willing to keep me warm this winter, thought the bird. As he hopped into the forest, the first tree that he saw was a tall silver birch. "Hello, birch tree. How beautiful you are. I would very much like to live in your warm branches while my wing heals until the springtime comes again." The birch tree responded, "Absolutely not. I cannot believe you would ask such a thing. I have to take care of my own leaves and cannot take care of you too. Now go away." The little bird skittered away until he came to the next tree. A magnificent big oak tree stood before the broken-winged bird. "Greetings, great oak tree. Will you allow me to stay warm in your strong branches until the warmth of spring is upon us once again? You see, I have a broken wing and cannot fly south with my family." "You may not," barked the large oak tree. "If I allowed you to stay, you would eat my acorns. I cannot allow that to happen. Leave at once." So the little bird fluttered his broken wing until he came to a graceful willow tree that lived on the edge of the stream. "This looks like the perfect place to live while my wing gets stronger," said the bird. "Oh, beautiful willow tree. May I live in your warm branches until my family returns in the spring? I just know my wing would get well with your help," asked the bird. The willow tree replied, "Absolutely not. Move along. I don't speak to strangers." The little bird was beginning to get scared and he started to cry. Little bird, what is wrong?" said a voice from deeper within the forest. And the broken-winged bird started hopping towards the voice, and soon he came upon a spruce tree. "I don't know what to do," answered the bird. "My wing is broken. My family has flown south for the winter, and I have nowhere warm to live. The trees don't wish for me to live with them, and I have nowhere to go." "You may live upon my branches, friend," offered the spruce. "Would you allow me to stay all winter long?" asked the bird. "Of course," answered the spruce. Next to the spruce was a very tall pine tree who had listened to the bird and the spruce. The spruce tree was a very good friend to the pine tree, and she was proud that her friend had offered the bird a place to heal. My branches are not as warm as spruce, but I am big and strong and would be happy to block the winter wind from blowing on you, offered the pine. The little bird mustered his remaining energy and fluttered up into the warmth of the spruce tree. The pine immediately began to block the cold and blustery wind. On the other side of the spruce was a regal juniper tree. She was kind and giving. She told the bird, "You will need my help to eat in order to stay strong this winter. For you see, my juniper berries are perfect for little birds. Help yourself, little winged one. We will help you get strong and healthy," added the juniper. The little bird cozied into his comfortable and warm nest that was sheltered from the wind and enjoyed the juicy berries from the juniper tree. Meanwhile, the 3 trees that could not be bothered to assist the helpless bird began to talk to each other. The birch tree said, "Why should I have to take care of strange birds?" The oak tree added, "I needed my acorns and shouldn't have to share with the birds." "I do not like strangers and refuse to speak with them," bellowed the willow. The trees, in all their righteousness, stood tall and oh so proud. That evening, the north wind decided that he had had enough slumber and wanted to visit the great forest to play. His idea of fun was to blow very cold breath throughout the forest and cover all the leaves with ice. His favorite pastime was to watch the leaves fall to the ground and see how the trees would shiver with cold. It brought him much joy to see the bare trees, knowing that he was the one that made it so. But before the north wind could begin his playtime, he had to ask permission from his father, the Frost King. "Father, may I touch every leaf and needle?" asked the north wind. The Frost King said, "No, my son. The trees that were so kind to the broken-winged bird may keep their needles." So the spruce, pine, and juniper trees were allowed to keep their needles as a reward for their kindness, and all the evergreen trees have done so ever since.